Hello, hello, my beauties and bees, and welcome to the latest installment of Bree's Bestiary. This is sort of a Christmas special for the show. Thank you guys for popping in and joining me today. We've covered a lot on this show. We've covered, the lions to elephants to just whales. We've always gone big. Alligators. Today, I want to go small. Go a different direction. Please join me as we explore the dark history of sea monkeys with Journal to the Microcosm.
We are about to tell you a story that you might think you know. But unless you know that the Ku Klux Klan was involved, you're going to want to stick around. Because the interface of humanity and the natural world is always a very fraught place. Pets are a matter of personal preference, but they're also a bit about the branding. Like, we all know that there's kind of a feel to a dog person and a cat person, but also, take brine shrimp.
I'm reluctantly friends with to Homo sapiens. They are some of the worst animals on the planet, but what are you gonna do, right?
That's not a name that suggests a particularly exciting pet, but that did not stop me. When I was 7 years old, my dad helped me follow the instructions on an ad in, I think, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic, so that I could order my very own brine shrimp. Of course, they were not called brine shrimp. They were called sea monkeys, and they were, I'll be honest, pretty difficult to take care of. I don't think they lasted very long. Now, not everyone had sea monkeys, just like not everyone watched the 1992 sitcom The Amazing Live Sea Monkeys.
I actually did watch that show, and it was awful.
Human-sized sea monkeys and the professor, played by Howie Mandel, who enlarged them. In fact, given that the show lasted only 11 episodes, I don't know that anyone watched it, but that's okay, because we do not need a professor to enlarge our sea monkeys. We have a microscope.
That's what they look like. Not exactly monkey-like, are they?
But before we get to the organism behind all of this magic, let's talk a little bit about the magic itself. The experience of instant life, as it was marketed, packaged into a toy. The premise is kind of immense. Like, you feel as if you are creating life, but the instructions were simple. All you needed, according to the original 1972 patent, were 3 packets. Packet 1 contained the water conditioner, Packet 2 contained the eggs, and Packet 3 contained the food. Just add Packet 1 to get the water ready, wait 24 hours, then add Packet 2, and voila, watch in amazement as they instantly hatch. Now, the instant life of the sea monkey is actually the achievement less of you or the people at Sea Monkey HQ, and more of Artemia selena, the brine shrimp.
Brine shrimp are super cool. There's triops too, which can be have a similar life cycle, but it did have Beakman's World vibes. Absolutely, I got the same vibes off of it. I actually think it was on in the same lineup as Beakman's World.
Not technically a shrimp. The brine shrimp is a crustacean found in salty lakes and ponds, and while their rebranding as sea monkeys is a more recent innovation, Artemia have been around for over 100 million years. Artemia swim upside down.
Yeah, they look kind of like radiodonts. It's just really cool. You all know what radiodonts, right? Like, it's so crazy that this show, I go from talking about mystic grimoires to talking about Paleozoic creatures. These are radiodonts. Anomalocaris is always the one that shows up as the poster child, but they were all kinds of weird looking. And brine shrimp do really follow something very similar to this type of body style. See, I mean, surely you can see the comparison there.
Through their gills near the base of their limbs, and they spend their days seeking out their favorite food, algae. But Artemia also make for great food themselves, which is why they are cultivated to feed fish being farmed for your own future meals or aquariums. The Artemia's downfall, if you want to call it that, is its own resilience. Female Artemia can produce two types of eggs. The first, when the world around it is comfortable, will be thin-shelled and quick to hatch. The second, though, when the world around it is less comfortable, will be hard-shelled, a cyst. And inside that cyst is a larva, fully developed but kept in wait until the conditions are okay for it to leave the cyst. With just the right mixture of salty water, the Artemia will emerge from its rest. Scientists, of course, have done the obvious thing and sent these cysts into space, launching them aboard the Apollo 16 and Apollo 17 moon missions to assess their hardiness against cosmic radiation, and many of the eggs were able to hatch after that exposure.
So these are like right up there with tardigrades, right? Pretty tough little critters.
Though with some deformities. But back here on Earth, the hardiness of those cysts makes them well suited for the more mundane concerns of fish food. In the 1930s, a species called Artemia nauplii became the live fish food of choice for many, and Artemia eggs continue to be sold for fish cultivation. That's actually how we got ours. James, our master of microscopes, ordered a packet of about 1 million eggs on the internet, and then concocted his own special briny mixture like a mixologist at a microscopic bar to give...
Do y'all think the hive needs some sea monkeys? I think we could probably get some Artemia.
Them the right conditions to emerge in. And Artemia could have remained largely just a matter of fish food, except that in 1957, a man named Harold von Braunhut entered a pet store and left.
Okay, Mike, you remember that name?
With an idea. His muse was a bucket full of fish food. You know, Artemia. This was a time when ant farms were popular, and von Braunhut was struck with the notion that maybe what ant farms needed was an aquatic twist. But there was a challenge. Hatching Artemia as fish food is not quite the same as hatching Artemia as a pet. You only need the fish food to last as long as it takes the fish to eat it, but the Artemia that von Braunhut wanted to sell as a pet only lasted a few days. So, as one would do, he recruited the help of a marine biologist, a guy named Anthony D'Agostino, to create a hardier Artemia, though the secrets of how they did this we have not been able to uncover. But the science alone is not enough to sell shrimp, and von Braunhut was dealing with a customer base that already had its heart broken by a similar product called the instant fish, which used...
I tried to look this up and find if I couldn't see what fish they were talking about. I know what killifish is. I didn't know that they had eggs that could go dormant and be dried.
Dormant African killifish eggs, but was unable to meet the demands of its buyers. The thing to know about Harold von Braunhut, though, was that his main occupation was showman. He'd successfully sold a product called Invisible Goldfish, which came with a fishbowl and fish food, but no fish. So if you are a man who can sell no fish, then you are definitely a man who can sell sea monkeys, and von Braunhut was able to do that by turning to comic book advertisements, and there, the kingdom of sea monkeys was built.
And you can still buy old comic books, like vintage style ones that have these ads in them. I think some of the ones they print out like today, the reprints will still include the old ads as well. I know that some of the comic books I have in storage still contain these ads.
But the showmanship wasn't just in the advertising. Every time a kid added the second packet in their Instant Life kit, they were getting a bit of the same flair that made von Braunhut's other creations so thrilling. Because packet 1, you know, the ozone that was supposed to condition your water and make it nice and homey for the second packet of eggs that you'd add 24 hours later, yeah, that packet wasn't just water conditioner. It also had some eggs. And packet 2, the one with the eggs, didn't just have eggs, it also had some water-soluble dye in it. And by the time you added that packet, the first round of eggs would already have been hatched, but they would be difficult to see until the water filled with dye and made their hatched bodies visible. And the result, as the patent says, is the impression of instant life. We should warn you now that the history...
That impression's doing a lot of heavy lifting there.
of the sea monkey only gets darker from here. Harold von Braunhut was a white supremacist who, when he had to go see the U.S. attorney after lending a member of the Ku Klux Klan money to buy illegal guns, did bring some sea monkeys with him, and because of this association, comic book companies stopped
Bugbot's stinging folks. Well, yeah, they put him in Victoria. Yeah, they put him in conditions where the mothers would produce the cyst eggs by making them think they were entering into a famine state. I had to pull up the first episode on my iPad, LMAO. I was like 4 when I watched it. I don't remember anything except Beekman himself and the rat. The girl, the Brooklyn girl that was on the show with Beekman, like is his sidekick, who she like played a kid, but she was an adult. She was in a lot of like more mature content, like not I'm not talking like adult content. I'm talking like where she played like a psycho and stuff. Where she's like has a wide range as an actress. I'm actually impressed. Only if we get a sea monkey cam. Oh, if I get sea monkeys, yeah. Well, they'll be like right here in the hive, right somewhere here. So yeah, we'll definitely be able to keep an eye on them. And let's see here. It was one of the few shows me and my dad both liked. Oh, about the sea monkeys? Are the incredible life sea monkeys? Aunt Jer says they all look so raggedy. Well, life's hard when you live it when you're born from a cyst. Ant farm would be cool. Yeah, ant farms are hard to sustain in the U.S. because they won't let you buy the queens. That's the problem. Like if I lived in the UK, or Canada, I would definitely do an ant farm. But in the US, there's so many regulations on raising ant species. And ant species are really high maintenance. I don't know if or ant farms are actual real ant farms are high maintenance too. I'm pretty content with mostly spiders right now and doing roach colonies. That's where my future is the roach colonies. I think roach farms could be future, especially glow spot roaches, which I do have. So we're gonna see what we can do with them. Let's see. Tired of getting sand kicked in your face and having your gal stolen? You need the Charles Atlas Book of Bodybuilding. Oh yeah, that was in the comic books. Get some x-ray specs. Yeah, get those x-ray specs where you can see through your hands. And you can see through people's clothes, apparently.
His creations, but von Braunhut was still able to sell his sea monkeys in other ways. After his death in 2007, von Braunhut's widow signed a deal with a toy company to sell sea monkeys, only to later sue them for breach of contract. And
I would probably have to change the names of them. I'd call them glow bugs. Or glomers or something. I'd come up with something cute for them. Glomer does sound good.
Trade infringement. The toy company claimed they were actually sourcing different Artemia now, and while the case was settled, we do not know what the terms were of this sea monkey settlement.
Sea monkey
von
settlement.
Braunhut created a story around Artemia that created an entirely different creature to turn their most remarkable accomplishment into a sleight of hand. And the showmanship was certainly clever, allowing us to imagine that there are tiny individuals living tiny lives in tiny worlds like ours. But of course, that is not the life of the brine shrimp, nor does it need to be. The sea monkey's less contrived story is out there, not frozen in time, but simply unfolding in millions of different directions over tens of millions of years. Artemia, you were once a sea monkey to me, but now I know the truth. You are you, which is a much better thing to know. Thank you for coming on this extra.
All right, so that was the history of the sea monkey. Now you'd think that, okay, so we know all about what these are now, that would be sort of the death knell of the industry, but actually, von Braunhut's widow is continuing the sea monkey grift to this day. Here, one day ago, she released a Christmas at the Sea Monkey Farm. Let's see what it's all about. Is it going to actually have some sea monkeys, or is it just her Christmas stuff? Yeah, you got lots of poinsettias. Oh, she's got a tortoise, though. Hold on. Here we go. There's some sea monkey dolls. You want a sea monkey doll? She got a feeding spot for the deer. That's cool. I love watching the deer. A box turtle. Eating some, looks like grapes and apples. You can tell it's a box turtle and not a tortoise by its eyes. Or I can. You probably can't. Some, we got guineas. Are those turkeys? Those are turkeys. No? Yeah, those are female turkeys. Okay. No monkeys, though. Some raccoons. And squirrels. That's a lot of freaking squirrels, yo. This woman does know how to attract the critters. I'll tell you that. John Hudson gave me a feeder that's out in my tree for the hummingbirds. Sea monkeys after dark. That sounds kinky. And there's the X-ray specs. Guess those are her sea monkey offspring. So she's still at it. They're still pumping out the sea monkey stuff. You get sea monkey dolls.
And here we're offering them for Christmas or before. We're only making 50 of them to see how well they're received. And they're a limited edition. If you want one, please let me know and reserve them. They'll start being on sale the first week of November, and today is actually November 6th. So they'll be available in a few days, actually.
Yeah.
I think they make great Christmas presents, and they have their own birth certificate, which I'll show you. And there's a birth certificate, and we have their name, and they are all coming with Sea Monkey Goodwill Ambassador button. The Sea Monkey spread goodwill and peace on earth and love. So I hope you'll
Sea monkeys deal.
one for yourself or for your friend.
She's awful quiet. I can't hardly hear her.
And happy day. I'll see you later. And
Things like
coming up, happy holidays from the farm.
probably wasn't mic'd on this. SeaMonkeys.com. Let's see what they have. Sea Monkeys. Was there a dash there? .com? There's probably a link on the website here. No. For real? Not even to your store? What was it? SeaMonkeys-.com? Yeah. SeaMonkeys.com. There we go. Let's see. Here's instruction. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Five days later, use Sea Monkeys. So you can order them from here. That's about it. It's not real fancy or anything. Not a lot of work went into Sea Monkeys for it being the registered trade Sea Monkeys. I wonder how much they are though. For the official Von Braunhut white supremacist flavored Sea Monkeys. U.S. and Canada. Let's have a look. What do you got? And here's the plushes again. They do have the X-ray specs. Look, they have the X-ray specs. A lot of Sea Monkey themed stuff. You get the Sea Monkey castles, $30. Sea Monkeys on Mars is $30. So I guess you pay different, or they're different habitats for them. Sea Monkey Handbook is $3. Sea Monkey Instant Life Retro Kit. It's like the old one that you'd buy back in the day is $20. More X-ray specs and some t-shirts. Here's the Classic Sea Monkeys is $20. Or no, it's Classic Sea Monkey Calendar. They got buttons and aqua leash. So you can take your sea monkey out. Which is basically going to be like sucking it up. Bubble air pump. It's the same thing. It's the same device. It's the same device. You're paying $2 more because this one's purple. Let's see. Sea Monkey Executive Super Size. You get a $100 Sea Monkey kit. Animal Music. Sea Monkey shirts. 60 years of Sea Monkey posters. Crustacean College Diploma. We got some, you can buy individual stuff from the original kits. And what is this? Living oh, these are greeting cards. So yeah, that's they're still sea monkeying out there. There's still some sea monkey merch you can buy. Let me drop the link to that in the side chat. If anybody here is a fan of sea monkeys, that they can go to the website and look. But yeah, that's probably going to wrap it up for today's Breeze Bestiary. So thank you so much for sticking with me through this excursion into the world of sea monkeys and where they come from and what exactly they are. Will I get some sea monkeys? Maybe. Sounds interesting. Until then, please remember to be kind, take care, and we will see you next time.
I say, Watson, old chap, what seems to be your problem? Sea monkeys don't live in trees, my good man. They live in water. Why, it's elementary, my dear Watson. You just add sea monkey eggs to prepared water, and before your eyes you see them come to life. And when you feed them, they grow and grow. Now, Watson, my dear fellow, you see, it's no big mystery at all. Why, it's not only easy, it's fun. Brilliant deduction, eh, what?
Sea monkeys, the amazing instant pets for the whole family.